Hello, Greg from Balloon Market here, and welcome to BMTV. We are joined by Mike Hurst from Reds. Mike, thank you for coming in again.
Thank you for asking me again.
Well, this time, what we did, we're looking at Aqua balloons today, so it's a bit different. It's more of a review sort of show. I sent Mike a few Aqua balloons and said, test them, play with them, burst them, see what you can do, have a play. And he's done that and got some results. So what we're going to do today is just show you basically how to inflate an Aqua balloon, basically going through the instructions. Nothing more, just the instructions. Not going to show you any major techniques that are beyond the instructions, although I know Mike does have one up his short sleeve. So Mike, what should we do? Should we talk about the balloons first and then maybe inflate a couple?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
These are the three sizes.
Yeah.
Which ones did you use the most of? What were they like?
So I've found myself using the little one the most.
Okay.
I feel I can do more with it. And as a comparison with these, with the Latex bubbles, not too sure at the moment.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll show them. We'll have a look. So these ones, this is the biggest one. I need my glasses. I've got them here today. Look at that. Prepared. So the Aqua balloon size, it says 470 millimeters. So that is the uninflated size. And then you inflate this to between 650 and 800. And we've actually got an inflated one here, and this was inflated to 700.
So yeah, so I've been doing these to 700. So I've worked this on my 3-foot latex equivalents. So I've inflated it with my duplicator 2, which is set to an 11-inch balloon. Yeah. And it's the equivalent of 14 11-inch balloons.
Okay. So is that similar to a 3-foot one?
And it's exactly what I do with the 3-foot.
Okay, yeah. All right. So, and that one's inflated to 700 millimeters. So they are very, very clear, aren't they?
They are, yes.
Okay, and then the next size down. So this one actually looks quite small, but that's 235 millimeters, 23.5 centimeters across. But you can inflate that to between 270 and 420 millimeters. So the one you've got there, you've inflated that.
So that one has been done to the maximum on the instructions.
Okay. So
you're looking at an equivalent to
a bubble size.
A 20-inch bubble.
Yeah, yeah.
Plus a little bit.
Yeah, the clarity is amazing. If you've not used these yet, they do feel very different to a bubble balloon, to a latex balloon. It's sort of a sticky, stretchy plastic. And then the smallest one is only 125 millimeters, and that is inflated to 130 to 230 millimeters maximum. So I think we will inflate a couple. So let's inflate one of the middle ones with helium.
Sure.
Okay, so how are we going to do that?
Okay, so obviously they've got the neck. They can be quite sticky. To open the neck out. I'm going to open this one with a trigger valve. Okay. Normally in my shop, like I said, I would be doing this on my duplicator 2. Okay. So I can get that pressure so that everything can inflate evenly. Yeah. You can run the risk of one side inflating more than the other. I haven't noticed that yet. Okay.
I have heard though, somebody else told me that if you just keep on inflating it, it will sort itself out.
I think it should eventually equalise, but yeah, like I say, I do it on my duplicator. It's the equivalent to 3 latex balloons. Okay. So to 11 inches.
So with a duplicator, obviously you don't need a sizer to do that.
No. So yes, obviously we've got the sizer here today. Okay. So we're going to run through that. Yes.
Okay, let's do that then. So this is not a sizer to purchase. This is a Mike Hurst special, isn't it?
This is something I've knocked up.
You've designed. You've not knocked. It's not knocked up. It's designed.
Yeah, heavily designed. Lots of thought process in our local DIY shop. So yeah, it's just some standard PVC tubing. Yeah. This is threaded steel rod, and then I've got these attachments. These go with the conduit. Yeah. And it's just screwed and bolted inside here. Yeah. Fits perfectly, and then a bit of electrical heat shrink. So it's a big sleeve that you put on, heat gun over it, and it just shrinks nice and just neatens it because this is all threaded. Yeah. It's rough on the hands as well. But I got the threaded ones purely so I could put the
screw in the bottom.
The bolt. Yeah. But it works well, and it all separates down into a nice little package and just keep it in the car more than anything. Yeah. If I'm ever out on site and I need to inflate anything, I don't take the big yellow sizer anymore. I have this.
Yeah. And then you just measure whatever size you want.
Yes. So I've marked on here as well my standard sizes.
Yeah.
Goes all the way up to 32 inch.
Yeah. Excellent. Look at that. That's brilliant. So okay, let's inflate one.
Okay. So like I said, I'm going in with the trigger valve on this.
Now you might see that this looks pink. You're going to find out exactly why it looks pink as Mike inflates.
Yeah, it has this protective covering over.
We were going to give it. He's just given it away, hasn't he? It's got a protective cover on it.
Okay. So I'm good. I'm just going to start inflating until the cover starts peeling away.
Okay.
And then I'm going to move it. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm just gripping the neck, keeping the air inside still. I'm just going to take this down. Watch your fingers on it as well. Mine are really clammy today, so it's going to get marks all over it.
Yeah. That's the bad thing about it being so clear. You will see marks quite easily.
So I'm just going to use the seam on the outside to line up with my marks, so I don't need to be ducking and diving all the way through, so I can see through it. I can see that I'm touching it.
There you go.
That's it.
So it is a very stretchy plastic.
So your cover is all the way down the neck as well. Okay. So we want to remove it while still keeping hold. I'm going to just give it a little spin. So now you can either tie it off with a scrap 260 like you would a clear bubble. You can heat seal them. It works to heat seal, or you can just put a regular knot in it. Because
I've tried one of these, and I struggle at the best of times with a latex balloon tying a knot in it. So I found it quite difficult, but you just did that very, very easily. This
is the technique I use for tying my 5 inches. So I wrap it around my 2 fingers and it's really hard to explain.
Okay, yeah. Well, you've just shown us. We can, that's absolutely fine.
I've spent weeks trying to teach our lad in the shop how to do it, and I just get frustrated with myself and him and everyone. So I said to Jane, right, it's your turn. You can do it.
But you just made that. How do you find them to tie in comparison to a latex or in comparison to a 5 inch?
A latex is obviously easier to tie in that method. They're clammy today, so it's really hard to grip it. But it works. Like I say, you can tie it off with 260 or some ribbon. So whatever works for you, really.
Okay. Now I should have pointed out at the beginning that this is one that you created with the smaller balloon. We're going to inflate that with air in a second. And this has been inflated how long?
That's about 4 weeks old now.
And the only thing you've replaced is this collar.
That's right. Just changed those today. Just to it.
Yeah. That's great. I mean, the clarity of that is...
They are stunning.
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning.
The clear balloon. It's interesting what you're saying, though. So you're thinking more that you'd use the small ones more than the others. Yeah. And if you had the choice between the middle-sized one and the bubble, you'd probably...
I would take a bubble every time.
And why is that?
They last longer. In the test that I did with the ones that you sent me, we were looking at about 5 days for the medium one, float life, before it got really small and... especially if you're doing like a gumball or a double bubble, which we sell a lot of in the shop. Yeah. I just feel more confident that a 24-inch Deco Bubble is going to last how I want it to last. The customer may think it looks amazing, a lovely clear balloon with the balloons inside. Yeah. But I want that to last minimum a couple of weeks, which I know my gumballs do. Yeah. Okay. And I can't feel confident that they're going to have that for more than a week, really.
But it still lasts a good number of days.
If it's for a one-off event and they specifically want that clarity of the Aqua, then I'd do it. But it's not something I'm going to be stocking. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to be stocking hundreds of these because I can see a really, really good use for them, especially for designs like this. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's great. You last time you came in, you showed us some of your retail out-of-the-shop designs with the numbers, etc. And the numbers still fly off the shelves. Yeah. And you can combine the numbers with these as well.
Yeah. Yeah, fantastic. So the middle-sized ones float for 5 days.
Yeah, you're looking at 5 days. They did float longer, but they start to get a bit small, and you can feel they squish in quite a lot.
So a bit like a foil balloon. It looks good for a few days, and then you start to see it. And what about the larger ones? While we're talking about float time,
again, it floated considerably longer, but I would be confident telling a customer that it's 7 days. Okay. Right. So I did various things with those as well. So I left one just on its own. It looked good in the shop. Yeah. one thing I did notice actually, when I had the three, I inflated, put helium in all three sizes. This one will float with helium.
All right, okay.
You'll get 2 days out of it.
Okay.
And you can stuff with a 5-inch to create the double bubble, and it will float with that.
Yeah.
When I had the three of them on display in my shop, I had them staggered from small to large. After a day, they do really stick to each other. So as a bouquet, if you're doing something with them all together, you're running that risk of everything just clumping up.
Yeah.
So
could that be beneficial for some designs?
It could, if you want a design that you need to be static.
Yeah.
Then yeah, it would be really good.
Interesting. Okay. So you say you've inflated this one with helium. It lasted a couple of days.
Yeah, a couple of days with that one.
However, on the instructions, it does say that you would only use the hand pump or mini blower.
Yeah.
So people would, in general, use those for...
Yeah, so I've been doing these. I haven't really used a hand pump on these. I've been using my premium twin air.
Okay.
Because I know the timings I can set
yeah.
to get it dead on. We'll do one with a hand pump today.
Okay.
So we'll just adjust this down to small Aqua.
So they are closer to spherical. Are they exactly spherical? I'm not 100% sure, but they are
pretty much.
They are pretty close, aren't they?
Yeah.
So okay. So it doesn't matter which way you put it in here.
No, I would always line them up with the seams
yeah.
anyway. But yeah, if you were, there's not a lot of difference.
Okay, all right. So you're going to do this one.
So we'll do this one with a hand pump. And again, the pink outer is going to release itself.
They do stretch a lot when you look at how small they are to start with.
So again, that's done to the maximum recommendation.
Yeah.
Again, with air, that's not really going to shrink too much at all over time. You can create displays that are going to last a long, long time.
It's similar to a latex balloon. You inflate latex with air, it does shrink down, but over a long period of time.
So that I'm just wrapping it around my finger.
Yeah.
Around the back, pulling it through there. So.
I don't know how you guy in the shop can't see that. That's simple. Simple. Don't ask me to do it.
When you add in some ribbon, it's a bit different.
Oh right. Okay.
But yeah, they do. They look.
Yeah, they're
absolutely
great.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I can imagine if you're doing some sort of display that is supposed to be, actual bubbles or something like that, they'd be perfect for that.
Yes, if you're doing like an under the sea theme or something like that. A lot of these different size, because you do have that wide tolerance in the sizes, so you can do them a little bit smaller. Unlike the bubbles where you're going to get the wrinkles, the wrinkles disappear quite quickly, and you can take them, you can push them further than that.
Yeah.
But then you're running the risk of things touching it and popping it easily.
Okay. So obviously one of the things that I know people have been doing with these, and people have done with bubbles for a long time, is putting stuff inside.
Yes. Yeah.
Now you've had a play, haven't you? You've put stuff inside. Obviously, you've put these petals in there, but you don't do that by putting them in the neck, do you? Why not?
Well, not according to the instructions. So with these ones, you can chop bits off and then heat seal it back together.
Okay. Have you tried it with the neck though? Did you try to get anything in?
Yeah, it's really hard to get because the neck is really long. And because they are sticky, it's really hard to sort of, as soon as you start bringing this out, you run the risk of the cover coming out.
Okay.
But you can, but it's, to follow the instruction there is good.
Okay.
I've come up with an alternative way of doing that.
Okay.
And then an extended version.
Okay. Well, let's have a look at, so I've not got anything else that's got anything down here that's got anything in it, but let's have a look at that method then. Let's have a look at the method that it shows on here. So this basically says, need my glasses again, cut off the top of the aqua balloon with cover film in a straight line and insert the object you want to wrap. They call it using it as a wrapping.
Yeah.
So okay, let's do what.
So shall we move this out of the way?
Yeah.
Okay, so using their method, we're just going to cut a straight line across the top. Which does that.
Okay, and then do you heat seal it with the cover on it?
You will do, yeah, when you've put everything inside it.
Okay, yeah, of course. Now you put something inside.
Then you've got access to the inside. Again, you don't really want to get your fingers all over it too much.
Yeah.
Because if you've got fingerprints inside it, it's going to transfer and you're not going to be able to wipe it.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So if we put in we'll put a bit of confetti in this one.
Yeah, there you go. So in a way, it's easier because trying to get confetti into a bubble.
Yeah, it's a bit.
That's fun.
Yeah.
And feathers.
So I'm just going to.
I said that before when Mark was down here showing us the bubbles. I have a great respect for anybody that puts anything inside bubbles, having tried to do it myself.
So they're now in.
Okay.
So what we need to do is heat seal it. This is your heat sealer. So I'm going to take a gamble on your numbers.
Okay.
Are we switched on?
Should be.
So according to the instructions, cut your straight line and then cut and heat seal right across it. So.
Okay.
I could have done it close to the top, but
yeah.
So we've got a nice seal across there.
Okay.
We know it's in. So what we're going to do now is just inflate with air as we did previously.
Let's hope it's okay. Fingers crossed. We should have tested the heat sealer first, really, shouldn't we?
So I'm just going to eyeball it from size. Once you've done a few, you get the hang of. So unlike a bubble where you get the seams across the side, that when you know it's inflated, it disappeared. These disappear really quickly.
Okay. I bet you can keep on going.
And so like I say, there is a wide tolerance of small to large. So
that's an interesting shape now.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can see that is.
I mean, they stick quite well to it, don't they? But
they do, yeah.
But it does have that flattened. Yeah. So
I wanted to get away from that sort of flat bottom.
So how would you attach that into something like this? Would you...
So again, whereas before if you were using like a clear 16-inch, you put a razor in it and you twist it into it, or you pinch a bit of the material. You can actually, if you can pass me that bit of scrap 260. So what I'm going to do, just going to lose that bit of confetti.
So we're going to assume you've put this on a base as you would normally, and now. So
what you can do, you can actually pinch, twist. Bear in mind as well, that's the bit that I've just heat sealed.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it with my left hand.
So you're really abusing that balloon doing that.
And then you just tie it off as you would just a normal tying off a Deco bubble.
Is it because your hands are a bit sweaty?
My hands are really sweaty.
But that's exactly what you did here.
That gives you that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's cool. Cool. Right. Let's do your method.
So that's all well and good. And like I said, I didn't really like the shape. It sort of defeats the object of having that type of balloon.
Yeah.
So I started going. So I'm going to cut and I'm going to follow the edge. So I'm going to keep it nice and close. Basically, just cut the seal away. So we've now got the same sort of opening, and if we go with some of those petals.
So how do you heat seal around the curve?
So we're going to have to heat seal this in 3 sections.
Okay.
So we're going to go across and then on the diagonals.
How many do you want?
So there we go. Just chuck a load in.
Okay.
That'll do for now. So again, if we were to go across, we're going to get that effect again, where we just get that flat bottom. So what I'm going to do is find my first join, which is there, and I'm just going to so all I've done is just gone across the corner.
Okay.
I'm going to do the same on that side.
So by having 3 straight heat seals, it's sort of a curve.
You're following that curve. Yeah. And then, so that just leaves a little piece in the middle that we just need to cut across. And again, if I would take more time on it, I'd have got it close to the edge.
Yeah.
You can just neaten it up a little bit. So now when we inflate, we're going to have more of a curve.
Yeah. How did you find it taking the sort of?
It was really strange at first, and once you get the hang of it, you know sort of when you need. If you're to leave it on, it would pull the balloon down.
Yeah.
And then eventually it will disappear, but it gives a bit of a little shocking pop.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And again, so we'd fill that with more petals, but just for. So you can really sort of pull on that down as well. So
did you put anything bigger, like teddy bears or anything in the big
one
ones?
of the giant ones, I've done a teddy bear.
Okay.
That's on display in the shop at the moment.
Yeah.
What I found with those ones, I did a couple, and every time I did it, you did get the off-center inflation.
Oh,
so
okay.
I think it's because the bear was pulling, so it's attached with a bit of monoline.
Yeah.
Whether it's the way it's weighted inside, I don't know. But the front piece was always inflated slightly more than the back. It's quite a nice effect, to be fair, because it gives quite a flat back and then a real bulbous front. Yeah. So the bear sort of follows the contour of that. Okay. So if you use a bear with a big belly, works quite well. So again.
Okay. So you say you attached it with monofilament. Did you have the monofilament around the neck?
So what you want to do is I use quite a large needle. Put the mono in that. Go around in the back of the bear, pull it through, and then you start. So you cut when you're doing that sort of thing. I cut maybe that much off it.
Okay.
And that one I did do flat because I wanted it sort of sat on a base more than it being round. And then I put a load of 5-inch inflated balloons inside it, and it does look really nice.
Okay.
And it's just another alternative.
So the monofilament went up through the neck, is that what you did?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. But you said that you wouldn't put things down through the neck, but I can see...
I lied. I lied.
You lied?
Yeah.
I was going to say, there's a balloon stretching tool there. So what's that about then? So
everyone pretty much uses these for getting things inside latex balloons.
Yeah.
I was doing a job the other week, and it was just lying on the side. And given how much I've been playing with these and stretching them and messing about, I wondered if I could get them in here. So rather than going with the cutting of the top and heat sealing, I started playing with these. And
but that's a really long neck, isn't it?
It is. So what we need to do, we're going to lose the ability to tie these in a knot.
Okay.
So you are going to have to either use a scrap piece of 260 or heat seal it.
Okay.
Closed. So we want to lose, we're losing there about 1.5 to 2 inches off the top. So take that away. So then you want to get the ends of your stretcher in, but you also need to prise a bit more of it down because you want to make a nice large opening. So that should be large enough to, so if you roll them into a little cigar and poke them in. Okay.
Is that enough?
That should do the job. So straighten your neck out. And then just inflate as you would normally. So you can do this on the larger ones. It works with any. So again, I'm just going to air inflate. So obviously you have got less to work with and less to grip on. So left that on too far. There you go. You can see there it got misshapen.
So that's
because I left that on too far. So we're just going to come out. I meant to do that. Show you.
I know you did. I know that was planned.
Okay.
Actually, that's fixed it. So very clever.
That's because that was left on too long, and it just basically pulled the balloon down.
Yeah.
So you can try and heat seal it. I'm just going to twist.
Fiddly job. excellent.
So that's nice and sealed.
Okay, so that's another way.
And you've got a
doing
nice fixing point as well.
So we've got a couple of examples of things that you've been playing with. The first one, you put a balloon inside one of the smaller ones, I'm guessing?
Yes, yeah.
And you just put some confetti in.
Yeah,
in
so that's
between
just
the two.
11-inch black latex.
Yeah.
Just not on its black.
That's very nice.
Some metallic
Now this
confetti.
one, you're not too sure about this,
I don't
are you?
know. I don't know how to take it.
It's chrome gold inside one of the, again, the small aquas. So,
I think you lose a bit of the chrominess.
yeah, maybe.
There's something about the shine on it. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it right now.
I loved it when we put latex inside a bubble for the first time, one of the dual latex. I thought that effect was fantastic. It was one of the dotty ones and it was brilliant. And even just putting a latex inside any bubble, because it made it shiny, it was a first for me. Whereas chrome, it's quite shiny anyway. So if you're using a normal latex, that might... I guess it's a matter of taste, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
yeah, but for me, I'd rather see a chrome on its own rather than inside something.
Okay, now this one, we're not showing... This Mike has done this a number of weeks ago. But puts high float inside this one, and we did have somebody ask, can you put high float inside them, and the answer I guess is yes, you can. And it does make the confetti stick, as you can see, but you lose quite a bit of the clarity.
You do. I mean, this looks horrendous now. Even after a day, you started to get the sort of cloudiness.
Yeah.
And for me, the whole point of these aqua balloons is the clarity of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
You want that crispness of being able to see right through it. Yeah. And that's not something I would feel comfortable selling.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's each to their own. People might be happy with it, but me personally, it's not one for me.
It's this other one. I don't know if you can get this in, Rob, or not, but it's got some.
There's a few air bubbles.
In there.
Yeah. When I've applied it, I've used my squeegee that I use for vinyl implementation. So literally the tiniest little pea-sized amount of high float inside, and then I use the squeegee just to brush it all around. So whereas a bubble, you would sort of rub it all together. Yeah. I've tried to keep the high float. You don't want the bubbles, so I've tried to keep it as smooth as possible, but you just can't eliminate it, and I don't see the point myself.
So if we... Okay, the review part of it really. So you've talked a little bit about a few of the pros and cons. So in essence, you like the small ones.
I love the small ones. I absolutely love the small ones.
You're going to hold probably not the big ones, probably not the middle-sized ones.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably take a couple of the big ones and offer it as they'd be nice on their own, maybe for a wedding. With a cluster around the neck. Yeah. I tried one with the large tulle that you guys do for the 3-footers. Yeah. It works. But it floated for maybe a couple of days, 2 or 3 days.
Which may be fine for weddings, but if you're putting tulle over it, it's the clarity of the balloon.
Going back to the high float discussion, you're losing that effect of the aqua. So in terms of pricing for that, you're looking at double the price of one of those compared to a diamond clear 3 foot. Okay. I would take the diamond clear every time when you're covering.
Yeah. Okay.
But as an optional extra, as something else to offer your customers, they look great inflated to full.
Yeah. And the middle-sized ones,
I'm staying.
I thought that was going to be the good one, the big one.
Because I know and I trust the Deco Bubbles.
So do you think over time maybe people will start to use more of these, or do you think it's got a place?
I think the mediums they've definitely got a place in the market. Mm-hmm. But for me, in my shop and for my customers, I'm always going to use a 24-inch Deco.
Obviously, there are people out there that have learned techniques about filling with water and putting other things in there, which, I mean, the clarity of these makes that a completely amazing thing. So maybe they're more for that. Yeah. But overall, the quality of the balloon, the number of bursts, did you have many bursts?
Only when I took them to the limit.
So you were really pushing them to see how far they'd go. Yeah. Okay. All right. And so it's not really a bubble versus... I
think it's got
aqua balloon.
It's got a place alongside it.
Yeah.
Qualitex don't do anything like that.
Yep.
If they did, I'd buy it.
Yeah.
They don't do anything like that.
Yeah.
In this type of balloon. But yeah, like I say, the medium ones, they're not for me.
Okay. All right. Well, Mike, thank you. So, question of the week. I forgot to prime you. Sorry. Have you got a question you'd like to ask the BMTV Nation?
Who? No, that won't work.
Who's going to win the FA Cup?
I was going to say that.
It will be going out after the FA Cup, unfortunately.
I'm predict it.
But the FA Cup is tomorrow, as is the royal wedding, as is Mike's birthday. Happy birthday to you. He didn't want me to talk about that, but there you go. So, yes, thank you so much for that. I think question of the week is something to do with Aqua balloons. What can we say?
Yeah, what are you going to put in a Aqua?
Okay, what are you going to put in the Aqua balloons? Mike?
And let's see pictures.
And let's see pictures. Thanks so much for that. Leave your comments down below and show your pictures down below on Facebook and on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. See you next time. Bye-bye.